only transferred to within the state, but about 300 kilometers away. So thankfully, it's been, like I told you, difficult circumstances, but he has a high sense of beauty, so he's here, and we all have enjoyed his presence. And so that's risk, right? You don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen. I don't want to talk morbid things. We had enough of that in the morning session. I don't want to talk morbid things, but this can occur any time. For example, 3 days ago, I was very happy about the traffic to Free Fincare because Aparna CK has written 2 posts on how to file IDR 1 and IDR 2. There are 2 guide posts. Those guide posts were seeing a lot of traffic. You know why? Right? Fantastic traffic from Google. Was very happy, nice. Next day the traffic went to 0 from Google. Because I don't know why. No. It's some kind of, it's a penalty. It's completely gone. No, it won't go. Friday, Saturday, last day it will be still high. I mean, it's a great way to study human behavior, writing a blog, being in Asana Ideas as well. So, it's suddenly gone. I've lost 2/3 of my traffic in 1 day. Just like that. I still don't know what the reason is. I'm trying to find out. So, that's what happens. If you cannot take anything for granted. Anything for granted. And for me, being part of Asana Ideas Wealth is a great classroom of understanding human behavior. You see all types of people there. And I literally mean all types of people. I'm being mindful of that a little bit, for now at least. You see some very intelligent people like Krishna, who is not very active. I'm saying good things about him, who is not very active these days, but and you also see the other extreme. So there's a lot of risk of being part of Asana Ideas Wealth. On the left is the risk of asking investment advice to Ashal via private chat in relation to asking the same but in Asana Ideas Wealth. Relative risks. So, people who are part of Asana Ideas Wealth, you can consider becoming friends with Ashal Jawhar on Facebook and leave it at that. So, there is a risk, and we should know that. It's all about how much information you process. Now, there is a risk if you don't want to dig deep. If the world is black and white to you, if money management or any other thing is black and white to you, there is a risk there because you're not well informed. If you start digging deep, those black and white will become 50 shades of grey. And if it becomes 50 shades of grey, you don't know what to do. There is a risk of not knowing, there is a risk of knowing. Somewhere in the middle, you have to say, no, I'm going to get on with what I have to do. Maybe this stand is better. You will see many members in the aforementioned group with this kind of a stand as well, which is probably good. It works for them. Not for me, unfortunately. So, paralysis happens before you process information. You are confused what to do, what to select, which one to select, which stock to select. But once you start digging deep, there are so many ways to analyze something that you don't know which way to analyze first. So, somewhere in the middle, you have to stop and night. Just do it. Take the risk. I've done enough analysis, I'm going to stop. This much is enough. When you stop, decides how healthy your portfolio is. Initially, when you do it for the first time, maybe it may take a day, it may take a week, but within a few years of your being in money management, all of us are being fund managers and our own fund managers. You should be able to pick a product within a day without anybody's help. With our own analysis, just one day. If it goes beyond that, it is paralysis. That's a serious problem, and that's a risk. So the risk I want to talk about today is not the usual PATTU standard deviation downside protection risk. I want to talk more about behavioral finance risk.